New name and, if things go to plan, a new audience. The Hyundai i30 sedan has landed in Australia as a replacement to the long-running Elantra. It's true that small sedans aren't exactly in vogue at the moment, so let's see if edgy styling, a bigger footprint and new technology can help set this one apart.
Hyundai believes there is still life yet in small passenger cars, even amid the wave of new SUVs. The i30 sedan is said to be design-focused, fun to drive, and laden with technology that will appeal to a broad audience. But the biggest upshot for the new model is an increase in length and width, which have liberated bigger interior proportions and a larger footprint on the road. Prices are up by more than $3,000 over the predecessor Hyundai Elantra. The i30 sedan range is available initially in active and elite trims, which will eventually be joined by sportier N-Line and N-Line premium trims from around December. Here we're driving the mid-level elite, priced from $30,790 plus on-road costs.
Now, small sedans aren't exactly the flavour of the month, and you could be forgiven for thinking that the new i30 sedan might be a little bit vanilla, but I'm going to call you out on that because along with its edgy styling, it's got a really smart, comfortable interior. In this particular elite grade, big 10.25-inch dual touchscreens, nice materials, nice technology, and it feels really well executed inside. Small elements, but it's a good start.
The news is good for rear seat passengers as well, with generous leg, shoulder and headroom, air vents and ISOFIX child attachment points. The plastics feel a little bit scratchy and there's no power or USB ports, but it's a nice practical space. Likewise, the 474-litre boot offers generous proportions and is underslung by a full-size spare wheel. If only the boot hinges didn't eat into load space.
I'm going to say I'm quite impressed with how the i30 sedan drives. It has been helped a lot by the larger footprint. It feels like a slightly bigger car than the Elantra, and for that reason feels a little bit more mature, a little bit more competent on the road. Hyundai makes a big point of doing a lot of their tuning right here in Australian conditions for Australian motorists. And it really does show with this car. It's got a nice balance between comfort and performance, doesn't mind a twisty road, but it's also quite comfortable and placid on a bumpy B-grade road. Over pitter-patter style imperfections, you'll get a little bit of rumbling through the cabin, but no crashing or jarring. And equally, it's really well acquitted over mid-corner bumps and the like. If anything, it's probably not as quick to recover over big, drawn-out undulations as some other cars, but all in all, a really competent and refined little driver.
The i30 sedan benefits from its larger on-road footprint, with active and elite grades offering great drivability with a basic torsion beam rear axle suspension. The N-Line versions due in the coming months are set to offer a broader on-road skill set with the fitment of independent rear suspension and a turbocharged engine. In this application, the i30 sedan Elite uses a 2-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder petrol.
Now, 2-litre naturally aspirated Hyundai engines of old were nothing really to write home about. Low on torque, a little bit languid, bit thrashy in the upper echelons. There's no seismic changes with this latest generation, but I've got to say, it is a big improvement. It makes accessible power down low, great for around town duties and overtaking. It's relatively efficient. We've managed 7 litres per 100 Ks over a 250K loop, and the engine works well with the 6-speed automatic, both with its upshifts, but also kicking down gears to keep the 2-litre at its sweet spot. When you do bury your foot, there is that natural tendency for the engine to go up an octane or two. It can become a little bit thrashy, but not in the same way as we've seen in Hyundai engines of old.
The i30 sedan makes its case as a solid, well-rounded passenger car, with one possible exception. In Australia, the i30 sedan hits showrooms with an untested safety rating, and with no centre airbag installed in the front row, Hyundai concedes that it wouldn't qualify for a 5-star score. That might mean little to buyers, or it might amount to something. But for fleets, it could limit the i30 sedan's potential. In any case, the spread of equipment and safety features is strong. And like all Hyundais, the i30 sedan is backed by a 5-year warranty.
It's true that small cars are a tough sell in Australia, and with the continued popularity of SUVs, That's not likely to change anytime soon. In terms of the i30 sedan, it's a bit of a shame because it is a great car. Plenty of tech, nice to drive, and backed by Hyundai's generous after-sales provisions. The price could be a sticking point for many, but even more than that, it's fighting in a shrinking segment.